Throughout his adventures, Luffy has never actively relied on his background to resolve situations, yet it functions like a passive ability. Sometimes triggers don't require active participation. Thus, in times of crisis, even without actively invoking it, Luffy benefits from his background's blessings. From the beginning, his background included consuming the Nika fruit, which secretly bore the name of a god. Red-haired Shanks became his mentor, and although we now know the Nika fruit wasn't specifically meant for Luffy, he just happened to eat it before Shanks sacrificed his arm. However, Zoan-type fruits typically possess a consciousness, and Luffy and Nika were destined to meet, so whether there was a Wu-Tao contract became irrelevant. These two powerful background elements gave Luffy a dream start. This not only set him on the path to becoming the Pirate King, but also became crucial to later events. From Shanks meeting Rayleigh to the awakening of the Nika fruit, and even the revelation that only one who awakens the Nika fruit can become the Pirate King. These background elements were key to everything falling into place. In Loguetown, facing the early threat of Captain Smoker and Buggy's attempted execution, Luffy had resigned himself to his fate. However, sometimes one's background can make death itself impossible. A lightning strike and a powerful gust of wind saved Luffy twice, helping him enter the Grand Line. What reason could stop a man from setting sail? So said Luffy's father, Monkey D. Dragon. In Alabasta, during Luffy's battle in the sand, he was completely defeated with his body buried. Just as all seemed lost, Robin coincidentally rescued him. If Robin, a stranger, saved him merely admiring his courage, it wouldn't be convincing enough. More importantly, Luffy carried the initial D in his name, and Robin likely knew something about the D clan. Combined with Luffy's unique devotion to his crew, unlike other pirates, this intrigued Robin greatly. At Long Ring Longland, the Straw Hat crew encountered Admiral Aokiji. In terms of strength, the crew couldn't possibly survive an encounter with Aokiji no matter how many lives they had. However, the relationship between Aokiji and Luffy was quite intricate. First, Aokiji had personally let Robin escape, who was now part of the Straw Hat crew. Aokiji scared the children but didn't harm them, perhaps wanting to see how Ohara's future would influence the world. Most importantly, was Garp's relationship with Aokiji. While Aokiji claimed he was repaying Smoker's debt from Alabasta, his subsequent actions, issuing a buster call despite being an admiral, showed hesitation. During the Summit War, he admitted his debt to Garp, before quickly being kicked away by Marco. Aokiji had been holding back considerably. After Inia's lobby, Garp led forces to corner the Straw Hats in Water 7. Judging from the windmill fist bump, if Garp truly wanted to capture Luffy, even with 10 legs, Luffy couldn't escape. But when a grandfather meets his grandson, even a marine hero can't resist showing favoritism. Rather than pursuing Luffy, it seemed more like Garp was urging him to run, to get as far away as possible. Here, Garp also revealed the powerful background of the monkey family. Luffy's background wasn't just passive. When triggered, it carried an intimidation effect that frightened everyone. Even his crew members were amazed to learn they had been sailing with someone of such prestigious lineage. Though as someone with passive abilities, Luffy himself remained unfazed. At the Sabaody Archipelago, during the Straw Hat crew's most challenging moment, Luffy's background proved incredibly useful. Shanks had already informed Rayleigh, saying this kid resembled their captain, and asking the former vice captain to train him well. As the Pirate King's right-hand man, Rayleigh had been waiting there. He later offered free emergency training for a year and a half, plus 6 months of practical experience. As for Kuma, his connections ran deep, being trusted by Dragon's revolutionary army, half-teacher to Sabo, and personally saving the Straw Hats by sending each crew member to islands best suited for their training, helping them achieve new heights. As for Kizaru, while he was taking down supernovas one by one, he ultimately caught none of them. Nothing needs to be said about this uncle figure. The 3 powerhouses on the island, Rayleigh, Kizaru, and Kuma, coordinated well. There was fighting, Luffy escaped, and afterward, Kizaru captured 500 minor pirates to file his report, regardless of who they actually were. At Impel Down, Luffy's passive ability activated again, though due to poor reception on level 5.5, Ivankov had a delayed response. Eventually, Ivankov initiated their long-planned prison break for the young master's sake. Without Bon Clay, Luffy would have died early on. But without Ivankov's final assistance, escaping Impel Down would have been impossible. During the Summit War, amid the chaos, Luffy's strength at the time should have gotten him killed multiple times over. But watching the actions of Aokiji, Kizaru, and Sengoku, it seemed they were saying, "Young master, please stay far away. If this continues, we won't know how to play our parts." Garp was even more obvious, practically performing. Garp seemed to say, "Luffy, don't forget to shout outside the gates, and when in trouble, you're Monkey D. Luffy, got it?" Now we understand the weight behind Garp's words. Only if you become Marines can I properly protect you. At Dressrosa, Sabo's appearance helped Luffy out of an urgent situation, allowing him to conserve energy to help his crew against Doflamingo. During Luffy's Gear 4th cooldown period, Burgess attempted to ambush the weakened Luffy. With no one around strong enough to handle Burgess, if not for Sabo's flying kick rescue, defeating the major boss Doflamingo would have been nearly impossible. Although Luffy has indeed benefited from his background throughout his journey, we've noticed that these instances have become increasingly rare. This is because Luffy has gradually surpassed his background, becoming his own background. For instance, on Egghead Island, despite Vegapunk and Dragon being close friends, and Bonnie being Kuma's daughter, it was Luffy who ended up protecting them both. He's developed a one-man army presence, transforming from someone who relied on his background to becoming others backing himself. If you found this analysis of Luffy's background interesting, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to Amy Chan's channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below about how Luffy's background has influenced his journey. Thanks for watching.